What's going on, everybody, from YouTube, and welcome back to another messy episode. Today we will be installing all the parts that I got for the Evo 8, and I don't know if we're gonna try to start it. I'm not exactly sure, but I got a bunch of stuff, and I got the intercooler piping, and I got that all powder coated. The intake I got fixed. I will go over that, what I did with that. Doesn't look the greatest, but it is okay. But we'll get the job done. I did also get a blow-off valve for it. Well, it's actually a bypass valve, but I'm going to use it as a blow-off valve. But I'll go into exactly what I plan on doing there. And yeah, we will get this thing kind of moving and grooving. Hopefully in the next video we can try to get it started and see what happens. But this episode we're gonna try to focus on getting this bad boy, all the parts installed. But first I gotta get the STI out of here. Probably just gonna move it over to the main garage because I'm probably gonna start driving it this weekend. It's supposed to be really nice, although I'm really not happy with this car. Actually, next episode I'll go over what's going on with the STI and why I'm so very disappointed with it. But as you guys kind of know what's going on with the whole Cobb situation, it kind of affected a little bit of what I had going on. Not a lot, but some of what I had going on, and how I could have made more power. But yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about it in the next video. But let me get this bad boy out of here, and let's get the Evo down, and we'll look to see what we got, and I'll show you exactly what I did. So just give me 1 second, and yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, people, so now that I have the STI out, I wanted to show you a couple things. Just wiping up here. See these spots here? It's the STI. One of the things that I really don't like about this car is that it leaks like a sieve. I actually did everything soup to nuts on this car, and it still leaks like crazy. Not like crazy. It's enough for me to be annoyed, very annoyed about it. But Ivy is the same way. The transmission in Ivy is excuse me, I have something in my throat. The transmission in Ivy leaks, but it leaks a little bit, and I know that it sucks, but I kind of deal with it. With this car, it's a little bit more worse because it's actually the power steering. So I don't know exactly where the leak is from the power steering is for the STI, but I can tell you this: it really annoys the hell out of me. So I'm gonna have to do something about that eventually here, and kind of fix that, and do a couple more little things that I'm gonna do in the future. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. But anyway, oh my god, excuse me. All right, so let me put you guys back up, stay in here, and let me show you exactly what we got. Set you up here. So all right, so couple things what we got here, turn you over here. So I got myself a coil-on plug setup. I don't know who makes it. I think it was I forgot the company name. JCP or something like that. I can't remember the name. The stickers were on here, but like they're just not on there now. But this was just bare aluminum, the bracket here. So I powder coated that black, ready to go back on the car. So that's a positive. Next thing I got was this was the intake. I don't know if you remember this, and I don't know if you can kind of see that. The welds are good, but like so what happened was I don't know if you can see down here, right? So I think this was an AEM. This was an AEM intake, and right about here where the blow-off valve or the bypass valve went, there was a tube that stuck up like this, where the you know, like the air from the blow-off valve or bypass valve kind of discharged with. Now there was a flap that set like this, and it disturbed the air that went into the intake. So I took it to JPC, and I had them actually weld it, cut it open, take out that pipe, or take out that slit, that cut, and weld over it. It wasn't, it doesn't have to be super duper pretty, but I already had this intake and I didn't want to buy another one because I didn't know exactly how it was gonna look in the car. But this one will be fine. There is everything that was, there was a hole in there for air or whatever the case is. I had them welded all shut. I sanded it all down and I powder coated it black. Like I said before, the welds came out really good, but it just looks really ugly. But this gloss black makes it look a hell of a lot better. So that's definitely a plus. So moving on to the lower intercooler pipe. So I finally got my lower intercooler pipe, and it is flanged for a tile, so which is really, really good. And it did have a what do you want to call that? A air intake temperature sensor on here. And for my Evo guys, you can use that for speed density. And I'm not really gonna use an air intake temperature sensor unless my tuner wants one. But I do have a spare one just sitting over here waiting to see if he would want or need one. I'd have to actually run the wire to the stock mass airflow sensor just to make sure that that's what he wants to do. So big ups to my man Carl. He will be tuning this car, as of all of my cars. That's how it goes. Unfortunately, it's going to be a while before that actually happens, because I want to make sure that the car runs, drives, and I can get it painted or wrapped or whatever the case is, and make sure that everything is good, because I want to make sure. With the STI, everything was not good. Everything was always bad. So, yeah, more on that in another video. But I just want to make sure everything is good. I've done a lot of Evos in my day, so it is not new to me. Neither are Subarus, but Subarus have hell of a lot more gaskets than Evos will ever have. So yeah, I think we should be good on the on that front there. So I think in this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get all of these pipes on, and I want to try to get the exhaust, or try to see what I'm gonna do about the exhaust. The one on the floor right next to me here, I don't think I'm gonna use, obviously, because it's ugly. One, and it's an HKS. It's an HKS muffler. I don't think it's an HKS exhaust. But it is bent real nice. It's a straight through exhaust. Like, there's really nothing to it. I gotta actually see if I have a cat or something of that nature. But probably what's gonna happen is I have the AMS exhaust up there from, I think, the silver car. I can't remember. I know I had an AMS exhaust up there, so a full turbo back exhaust. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put that bad boy on, and I think I'm gonna do it in this video, since all I have to really do is put this stuff on, make sure everything fits up real nice, and then hopefully next video or the couple following videos I can get this bad boy started. So all right, let me set the camera up somewhere and let's get to work. All right, people, so I'm having a little issue. I gotta move this bracket here. This is for the AMS or AEM intake here. So I'm gonna try to mess around with this off camera here, and then I'll get back to you when I got it all messed well, not messed up, when I have it all put up in the car here. So just give me a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, ladies and gentle folks, so it probably took me a little bit of time. So this upper intercooler pipe did not have any kind of couplers at all. when I got it. And it was advertised as such. So like I just used a couple like couplers that I kind of had, but this one down here is 45. So it comes to the one side of the intercooler over here. So I did not have a coupler for that. So what I did was I had to take the coupler that was here. So I do have to order another one, which is not that big of a deal. As long as the intercooler pipe is on and I don't have to really mess around inside there. Making a little contact right here, but it's where the metal is. So there's a screw there, and the coupler, you know, the T-bolt clamp is right there. So it's really not gonna wear anything that's gonna be any damming to the intercooler pipe. So I do have the intake on because I wanted to kind of fit it up a little bit, so I can make sure like there was a lot of play, enough play in this area here for the mass airflow sensor, which we probably will get rid of sometime soon if we do get tuned and we do actually get rid of the mass airflow sensor, which is more than likely going to be the route that I'm going to go with this car, go speed density. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is since the intake is already on, I'm going to get the mass airflow sensor on, and we'll I got something special, well, something special for Ivy, and then we're gonna transfer what we got over here. So let me get this intake put on, and then we'll worry about the bypass valve, you know what I mean? So let's go. All right, people, nice and simple. I had to find some clamps that actually looked a little decent here. For this one here, with all my clamps that I are kind of pointless. They don't need to be shown. I kind of try to tuck them underneath, just like this one here. You can't really see anything, but this one here, down here, to get the intake off, you can actually get it here, and there's a bolt here, flathead. So yeah, with that being said, now it's time to move on to the big question. So I did get a tile blow valve for this bad boy. So I have it over here. So it's not like technically an unboxing, but an unboxing. It's really weird. So I'll show you guys what I kind of got. So you guys know me. You guys might know that what my favorite color is, and over here shows you all the spring. All right, so this is the what do you want to call it, the tile Q and the QR, which is the QR is what I actually have on the on Ivy right now. It's a Q and it's recirculating. That's what the R means. But yeah, all of these values here, as far as spring pressure, as far as PSI, that's for your vacuum. So as soon as you start your car, you see what the vacuum is on the car, and then you kind of gauge what spring number you have. So most people get that really confused. I know I did when I first started working on cars, and a lot of people have questions about this. So say I think the Evo right now is anywhere between 18 and 20, so it's an 11 PSI spring, and it should be a plain like unpainted spring. I can't remember what I got for this car. Hopefully I got the right one, but it's, yeah, so they suggest an 11 PSI spring. So that's should be what I got. But I will say this. So I will say that whatever spring that I do have, I'm just gonna swap it over from what I have in Ivy anyway. So that's gonna be off camera. But this is what I got. It's brand new, obviously, but it's freaking gorgeous, man. Like I can't, oh man, it's so beautiful. Like, and I know, like, seeing it in pictures on eBay and, like, you know, through a lot of websites, you get the impression that this thing is, I don't know, like, bigger than life. I don't know how to explain it, but whenever you get like a new part, like a tile blow-off valve, it is actually, it meets and exceeds all my expectations on what a product should be. So yeah, so in the box here you have the clamp, you have the nipple, or the crush washer, and the air supply for it, and then you have a weld-on flange. So I picked aluminum for mine. Goes underneath like this, but I'm not gonna get, like, I already have an aluminum one already on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the one off of the Evo 8, and let me show you exactly what it is, and exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. So the one on Ivy here is black, and it is monstrous. It looks really it still really looks good. See how you have the trumpet here? That makes it a recirculating. So obviously this car is speed density, so like I won't have to use a recirculating valve here. And on the Trash Evo, I made it so that it is not a recirculating intake, so it's going to be the same. But since I already have accents of red all around this engine bay, it'd be really nice to get a red blow-off valve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch everything over and transfer this blow-off valve to that car over there, and yeah, that's what we're really gonna do. Like I said before, I'm gonna take the spring out of here. We'll check to see what spring is in here, because this car runs fantastic at idle, so like I have no issues. If the spring is different, it's really not. The vacuum on this is still the vacuum in this. It's still the same thing. So I'm just gonna transfer over the spring that I have in here in this car to that blow valve, just to make sure that everything is going to run so smooth. So yeah, let's get to that now. Okay people, so you already know what I'm looking at here. Looking at a difference. Don't mind the washer. It is something that you know, it takes up a little bit of the slack, even though it looks really, really dirty. It's really not that crazy. So, as you can tell, there was an unpainted spring 11 PSI in the black blow-off valve here on Ivy. And then there was a white painted in the red. So, what does this mean? The white means that it is 12 to 15 PSI spring, or, yeah, it's white. Yeah. Yeah. To white. So I'm sorry. 12 to 15 PSI. So there's two different scales here for the white blow-off valve here, and it looks like it is 12 to 15. So definitely underpowered for what I'm gonna need it for. So I will be ordering a different spring. I think the springs are like $10 or something like that. So not that crazy. But I will be transferring the unpainted spring to the red along with this washer, because that's what I had it on there before, and it worked out damn good. So being that it's going to be on the car, it's going to be very easy to actually swap this bad boy over. Actually, I can probably put a couple springs or a spring in there for the white to actually it feels about the same, but like you just don't know. So white is going to need something. So 12 to 15, and the unpainted plain is 16 to 19 PSI, or 11 PSI spring. So which is good. So it's not too horribly far off. So with this washer, I'm gonna guess it's probably the next spring up. So I would probably say that this would be a yellow spring that needs to be in here, and a unpainted that needs to be in here. But we will run it with a white spring for right now, and we will go from there. So let me put these back together off camera here, and we will get these bad boys back on the camera. So let's go. Okay, now that this bad boy is put back together, we can actually go and put this on the car. In a minute, I will show you exactly how it looks on Ivy. It looks just straight up primo. I love it. So let's get into finishing this, what we got going on today, and we'll just keep it moving on along. So let's go. Okay, people, so before my battery runs out here, I have the Odyssey battery all taken care of. I had to find an end. That's why I switched over and did all the stuff off camera. But I have one of the grounds here. Ground goes here. And yeah, I think this thing actually looks pretty good, actually. I think I'm going to run a catch can probably in this area here. I do have a catch can in the house. I don't think I have one out. No, I don't think I have one out here. So I'm going to run a catch can somewhere around here, just like I have an Ivy. And yeah, we'll go from there. So yeah, I'm super excited on how this is going. So hopefully, like, next episode we can try to get a start on this and put the probably not put new packs in here, not coil packs, but brand new spark plugs. I probably won't put new spark plugs in here because I'm going to take the valve cover off and powder coat it, but you know how I do there, and pick the color that I want to do. But it might be a little bit, but I do want to get this thing started so that I can move it around. When I did have the battery plugged up, it felt like it wanted to kind of go. Everything kind of cut on, turned on, and did a couple like little things. So I was very, very excited about that. But yeah, next episode I will be trying to get this bad boy started. So until then, check out the Evo 8, the Ivy, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. So yeah, for this episode and for me, I really appreciate you guys stopping. If you've made it this far, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe give it a you know, subscribe. Let me know how you guys think of what I do on the channel, because soon I will be getting into GTR stuff. So yeah, until next time, hopefully we can get a new start here. But yeah, until next time, I will see you guys on the next one. All right, deuces.